What's up with it, bro?
What's good, G? Shit. Not much though. My name's Fidel Muhammad. I go by F Note the Visionary. I'm a rapper, producer. I make shit happen, you hear me? Yeah, what's up with you though?
Not much, man. Enjoying this beautiful weather after the snowstorm. With a snowstorm we just had, man.
Yeah, that shit pushed all this shit back.
Like we supposed to did our interview last week, but that shit pushed it all the way back.
Oh God, but we here now, so
yeah. Well,
we
definitely.
made it.
Say one of the winners of the Views from the Arts Challenge, my very first challenge.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Shout out to YC. Shit, he won with me for real. We did that on God. Everybody did their thing though, but YC, he had that support, boy. It was like how many votes was it? It was like 16, 18.
I got 18 apiece.
Damn, yeah. So it was a straight tie. Like, yeah, that shit was crazy.
Well, 18. It was a lot of people commenting, but. No, y'all had 18 votes apiece. A lot of them was unclear. I didn't know they was supported, but they didn't say I vote.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that commented and voted on. Everybody that wanted to win too. Shit. Shout out to all my supporters. Shit, cause whew.
How did you feel after I announced that you won? Or that you was one of the winners?
Man, I was just hoping I won for real from the start. Cause like at first I was like, nah, I'm probably gonna lose, but I'm like, don't think like that. So I just did it and. When you said I won, I was just like, cool, because I ain't never had no interview. So I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity for me, for real, because I got an album dropping. So, yeah, I get a moment to talk about that, talk about how everything is, and catch my people up, because, low-key, I've been doing this since, like, 2014, so, and I never had nobody, like, sit down and talk to me about it, so, yeah, I was happy to answer the question. Oh, God.
Yeah, I appreciate you, like you say. So you've been working for a minute, doing this is what 7 years now, so it's it's a blessing to be able to get your story, a piece of your history on film. So I appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, once again, like you said, you got a album coming out, Tales of F No 2.
Yeah,
March 15th.
Yeah, March 15th. The same day as my birthday, except it ain't 1998 this time. It's 10 songs, all produced by me. Engineered by my man Josh. His producer tag is Hey Joshy. His name is Josh Van Horbeck. He is a beast. He's like honestly one of the first engineers I actually took my music to, and because I've always recorded myself. So for me to record for like 5 years of recording myself, and then to actually take a project to an engineer and then them do their thing on it, it's like a completely different album than what I went in with, and it's gonna be that heat. You gonna see, everybody gonna see. It's gonna be crazy.
I heard you say you're a producer. You make your own beats.
Yeah, I started making beats by cause man, like in like 2015. It's crazy cause it's kind of the wave now, but I used to get all types of UK beats, like Pop Smoke kind of revamped the style, I guess you could say, but UK, those drill type beats, I used to get all them type of beats, and I didn't know what to do with them, and I used to always like want to sample video game and anime type music, and nobody was doing it at the time, and it wasn't really a style, like now you could type in like, oh, this person type beats and all that, and before it was that, I just didn't know what my style was yet, and people used to send me random beats. I go on YouTube. The beats were still like old school hip hop beats, trap beats. Like it was no in between. So yeah, I went to college at Forest Park first, and basically did like a year there. And times was kind of shifting too much, so I had to get out of college for a minute. But yeah, that's where I went to Fundamentals of Music Technology, and that's basically where I learned how to use Ableton and learn how to produce. And once I learned how to produce, I kind of was like, oh, this is all I really wanted to get out of this section of school. So yeah.
That was dope. Like what I heard you speak about like anime. I can hear that in your music.
Yeah, shit.
Like think you make references Death Note.
Yeah, that's my favorite right there. That's my favorite anime.
That's your favorite anime?
Yeah, bro. That was the first manga I ever read. Like in elementary school, I straight used to be like, because when I first went to like U City, Barbara Jordan, nobody was messing with that. Like it was like me and a few couple people. Then we was like the few couple people that was like messing with it, got everybody on anime and manga. Then I went to Washington Elementary, which is a Normandy school district. When I went there and I was like pulling out manga books, everybody was like, "Boy, what is this dude on?" It's like 6th grade, so everybody's like not messing with cartoons, anime, none of that. And then they'd be like, I remember one of my homies would be like, "Hey, yo, you know you're reading your book backwards, right?" And I'd be like, "Nah, man, because manga reads right to left and not left to right." Like, so, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like if you ever read one of them, it's gonna be like you're reading it the wrong way if you read from left to right. But yeah, that's I forgot what the question was. My bad. It was.
No, I was saying it's just I didn't really ask you a question. I just made a statement about you referencing anime in your music.
Yeah, no, that's just how I keep it to me. Like make it real for me, cause like everybody can rap about like guns and all that, and if they not really doing it, it might mess them up in the long run. But if I'm rapping about like what's real to me, then I ain't gotta worry about none of that down the line. And then people that do mess with that stuff, they be hitting me up all the time and getting me hip to some anime I don't know about, and yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah, I ain't really only probably animes I watched was like basic Naruto, Dragon Ball Z.
Them some good ones though,
Yeah.
man. If you watch them, you basically watched a whole chunk of them for real.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is my favorite. Vegeta, my favorite character.
Hell
I actually just talked to somebody, did an interview with a guy yesterday, SGE Shinobi. He talking about anime. He kind of got a similar style, like kind of like you with the anime. He, using katanas in his videos, things like that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check him out. You said what's his name?
SGE Shinobi.
Alright, bet. I'm gonna check him out. Shout out to him.
Yeah. What category would you put your music in?
Underground hip hop. Yeah, I would just go with that. Cause
What would the genre be?
genre though, just hip hop and rap, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Cause I'll be switching back and forth so much. Like one time, I'll drop a project that's like mainly lo-fi hip hop music. So I guess you could throw me in that too, like the just chill jazz, boom claps and shit. And then I like trap beats too, and then I like boom bap to try to have a fast paced like Nas type style and stuff like that. It really, I mess with all forms of rap. You could throw me in each little corner, for real.
Like you get like, I would like the style like Juice WRLD, somebody like emo rap. When people would say, I can hear almost like a rock sound in your music.
Hell yeah, and I sure got like, it's crazy you say that because I sure got like something close to like some grunge rock on my next album and shit. But yeah, I sure mess with that because growing up, I sure never really first got introduced to hip hop till I was like, honestly, like I was like elementary school, but before that, I was already listening to stuff like Gorillaz, Green Day, Nirvana, stuff like that. My mom used to actually work at Fitz's in the Loop, and whenever she'd get off work, and so like she'd pick me up from like the King's Daycare, which was this daycare like right around the corner from the Loop, and she'd take me to Vintage Vinyl, and she'd literally just taking me there, buying her own little records. And then like this is like 2001 type stuff. This is like 2002, 3, 4. But basically, yeah, she just be like, yeah, pick something out, and I just go straight for the stuff that look cool to me, and then go home and there'd be some rock music. So I'm just not scared of that type of style. I wouldn't say I'm too much like emo, like Juice WRLD and all that though. But yeah, I do mess with like the heavy guitars and the heavy drums, and just like being able to give it that energy that hip hop usually doesn't really accept that well, like because most people just want you to either be monotone. I ain't trying to like diss nobody because it's cool if you mess with it, but most people either want you to be monotone. Everybody just wants you to be one way, and I feel like I'm good at just putting all the different types of energy I have into music.
Diversity.
Yeah.
Growing up, like you said, you used to go to Vintage Vinyl with your mother as a kid. Did you ever think you would be selling your album at Vintage Vinyl?
No, it's crazy that actually got to happen too. Cause
what's the name of the album? Let the people know.
The name of the album that was sold there. I sold copies of Noragami in there, and then I sold copies of Tales of F Note 1 in there. I actually had them both in there at the same time. and they both sold out, and it was just like 15 copies a piece in there. And I was working at Ben and Jerry's at the time, so I would literally just be like, all the young people that walk in and just be kind of lollygagging, I'd be like, hey, you mess with music? Yeah, I make music, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, oh, where can I buy it? And I'd be like, literally right down the street of Vintage Vinyl. And yeah, ones were straight buying it. And I still need my show from there, because they said if you sell like a certain number of copies there, you get your show. But I wasn't consistent with it. But I'm going to still go back and get that, though, because that'd be hard. I've seen people rock out Vintage Vinyl when they was doing the shows in front of it. I've seen them do like shows inside. I'd kill that, so they need to let me do that.
So you just a UCD baby for real? Sound like you went to UCD school.
Man,
you grew up in UCD. Basically.
My mom went to UCD. My uncle went to UCD. My mom has like friends that went to UCD, and like she stayed in contact with them and everything. So yeah, it really is. And like, man, when I tell you, like literally when I first came into UCD High School and we was looking at the Hall of Fames and all that, and I see Nelly there and like see his picture, I literally used to tell myself like, nah, like one day I'm gonna get into music, and when I get into music, I'm gonna sell more records than him. And that's like something that's like impossible, right? It's like, nah, you never know. You don't know how much work you'd have to put in, but like that's what I used to tell myself, and that gave me like purpose early on in making music. Like it wasn't just gonna be like, I don't know where I want to go with it. Like, nah, I want to be making plaques. I want to be in the Hall of Fame of here. I want people to look up to me how I used to look up to him. And yeah, here we are. You hear me?
Yeah, that's he definitely a legendary legend in the city, and also I'm sure in U City real big. Like especially you just got a lot going on right now with the whole Saint Lunatics, with Ali and everything.
Yeah, it's been real interesting to me to see how that played out too. Like just see everyone's perspective on that. But yeah, like a lot of the things people would say in the high school is just like, just like people would just be on some hating stuff on Nelly. Like, oh, no, Nelly ain't never did nothing for nobody. But he made a solid point in that interview when he was saying like, yeah, how long was I supposed to hold everybody's hands? And if it turns into, oh, I'm supposed to be helping us get paid, but I'm the only one paying stuff, and then y'all getting paid, and then, nah. It's interesting. I'm going to say that. It's just real interesting to see how it went from like, oh, rap group to, oh, no, we got to push Nelly first to, oh, yeah. It's good to see, too.
I mean, that happens a lot, though.
Yeah. I think rap groups are like some of the hardest things to like keep in stable. Like, it's literally got to be like a family first, because
groups, period. Seem like that's been a history of groups throughout time.
Yeah, and it's crazy that you mentioned that too, because I sure try to be in a rap group first coming out too, just because it felt like it was a numbers game, and we're stronger with numbers. It was good though. It was cool. It was a nice like growing experience and all that, but like, yeah, it just turned into one of them things where like I had to branch off and go solo and all that. And shout out to them though, Most High. That was like my first rap group I was in. We was going ham, but yeah, like I said, rap groups, it takes a lot to keep them together, and everybody on the same page, everybody motivated, and everybody keep growing type stuff.
I know you spoke about your performance at Vintage Vinyl. You actually had a performance at Ready Room.
Yeah.
It was for America, like KKK.
Oh yeah, I did perform America there. Yeah, that was for the Ready Room. No, it was for the Center Stage Showcase. Shout out to them. Center Stage Showcase was like my first showcase I ever been in, and like we were lucky enough to I don't know how they did it, but they got like Murphy Lee to perform there too. So like he ended the show off and like I think I was literally like 2 performances before him. He rocked that show. Everybody knew it, like his lyrics and all that. And yeah, that was a good experience, because that was one of the first shows where they was like, all right, sign this paper, release forms, you pay a deposit of $100, then you get like as many tickets, like 20 tickets, and then you sell them all to get your money back. And that let me know it's not always pay to play. Like, oh, okay, a deposit of like 200. I've just seen some like sketchy shows, and St. Louis and like bars and stuff like that. So theirs was one of the actual legit ones. And the Ready Room is legendary because I've seen like so many rappers I look up to perform there, like Joey Badass, Denzel Curry, Earl Sweatshirt, like, and them like some of my favorite rappers too. So to have hit that stage, knowing I've seen them hit that stage, it was like, oh nah, I gotta turn up. And yeah, they was messing with me too. A whole lot of people that still support me today met me there. So shout out to Ready Room and Center Stage Showcase.
It has been a hell of an experience, like you said, especially be, I guess, on the same showcase as Murphy Lee, another like another U City legend. Shit.
Man, and it was packed. It was so packed, like, cause I don't know, I just didn't know what to expect, but I had like, I sold all my tickets, so I think I had like at least 15, 20 people there, but it was like 200 something, 200 or more people there. And to rock a stage that big, it was just, and they was messing with me because it's like, we all from St. Louis. So I love St. Louis. People be trying to say like St. Louis don't be having like no love for real, for artists and all that. It's a lot of me because must be keeping it real out here and I mess with it. For real. Speaking of which, I sure said, what I say in the challenge, I said, wasn't born, but I was raised here. Whatever I said, but yeah, though, like a lot of people don't know that I was born in Chicago, but you couldn't tell me apart because I was literally I moved here when I was like 4. So yeah, I sound like y'all. I'm just like everybody from St. Louis.
Man, it's the backyard, Chicago.
Oh God, basically.
You freestyle a lot of your music?
Yeah, nah, actually, that's a good question. Okay, sometimes I freestyle when I'm listening to the beat, just to like, and I record myself freestyling so I can capture a part of it and be like, oh, okay, that can be the hook. But 9 times out of 10, I'm writing on my stuff. Like, unless it's like, oh, we all hanging out and freestyling, then I won't really freestyle. I'm not the best freestyler, but I can freestyle. You hear me?
I think I seen like I had like a session. I seen a video, you and your friends. I was kind of doing like a little, I guess, a freestyle session.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. That was like my birthday freestyle. I think when I had dreads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, definitely. Like I try not to that much stuff because I be trying to make sure I have something that's well thought out and it's something that if I drop it on you, you will like be like, dang, that's a bar. You hear me? I don't really, because when I freestyle, I feel like sometimes I'll be saying the same words or I'll pull it from like different verses and piece different verses apart in my mind and stuff. But nah, freestyle, that's for like when we at a party and we all trying to get turned up or a smoke session or something. But for the records though, all the records got to be written for me type stuff. Because then it's like, if I freestyle a track and then I want to copyright it, I got to go back and listen to it and type out what I was freestyling. It's annoying to me whenever I type it out because I usually write on Gmail. It's kind of weird because like I'll write if I feel like I need to, but if I'm trying to hurry up and get a verse out, I just type it in my Gmail messages to myself, and then that way, like, it's not a journal, so it won't get ruined or nothing. But yeah, sometimes I freestyle my tracks.
When you turn up, when was the last time you took a trip?
A trip? You mean like?
He gonna laugh.
You mean like a psychedelic trip?
Yeah.
Alright, the last time I took a trip was like last week with my homeboy Ezekiel Stewart. He turned 23 and basically mugs all got together and basically I made some shroom tea and the shit just like had us all fucking tripping. And I ain't gonna lie, it's one of them things where like I figured out I don't really like doing it as a party, like as a type of party thing. It was cool, but it's like, it's almost like when I get off that shit, sometimes I feel like a little baby because it's like my damn senses started over. Like I'm ready to like be able to go to my kitchen, get some water, go to my room, turn on whatever I want. Sometimes I'll be like, nah, I want to meditate. Sometimes I want to like listen to instrumentals because whenever you that high, it's like fucking all your senses is just accelerated. It's almost like you like I said, it's like you're sensitive. So it's like, let me get to the point. My bad. Yeah, like last week I had like a trip, and then before that I ain't have a trip in hell. It's like usually I try to do it like at least twice a year. It's not even something that you should do that often, but when I do though, I be trying to get on some like meditation shit, try to hold some peace. You hear me? Because it's like sometimes you like if I try to meditate on my own, sometimes I can't really get to that level where I can make my own silence. But whenever I'm even off weed type shit, if you meditate when you smoke some weed, you can just feel yourself. Like sometimes, I'm sorry, it's hard to explain. So like sometimes you'll meditate and you'll be too sober for it. But whenever you like drink, smoke, shrooms, acid, whatever you want to fuck with, it's like you can, you know, when you like drunk and then you close your eyes and then like you still feel like you moving and shit. It's like sometimes you trying to meditate with that. It's like your mind is chasing that feeling and just swaying with it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I be enjoying my trips. I just try to meditate. I do this thing where I like count to like 100 and then go back from 100 to 1 and then go back, and then by like the third time I've done that, I just stop thinking and then I just think inhale, exhale, and then that'll just literally clear my mind, and then I can just try to like fill my brain up with all positive thoughts, like I'm in this bitch. Nah, that ain't positive, but you know, it's like just shit like that. You hear me?
Have you ever had a bad trip?
Oh man, that's a good question. My mom finna see this, so brace yourself, mama. But yeah, I had a trip this one time where basically me and my girlfriend, we had our apartment last year. That's my first apartment. Basically, we did acid and we did some shrooms, and I never knew. I was told you probably don't want to do them at the same time, but I didn't listen. I'm one of those people that want to learn for myself, but I only mess with those because those you can't really even do them too much, like because it involves your serotonin and you gotta give it time to get it back to bases and all that, and if you don't, then it's literally not gonna work. It's not like weed, because with weed you can smoke any day of the week, all that. But yeah, basically how it went was, to try to sum it up, I was hella high, and basically when you're super high off psychedelics or weed or something like that, you're not supposed to look at yourself in the mirror for long. And you can gaze, you can just like look and then go back to what you're doing, wash your hands and stuff, but you're not supposed to stare in the mirror, because then it's like you start hallucinating and everything. And basically I was in my bathroom this one time. I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm just like looking, and as I'm looking, I'm still just washing my hands, but I feel like nervous. And as I start to feel nervous, it was like literally around my fucking eyes, it was like everything was just squiggly. Basically, I'm looking at myself, and then it's like I watch my face like drop down, and as I'm looking at my eyes down there, I was like, what the fuck? Then I like turned my head, and when I turned my head, like basically the darkness behind me, because there was like the hallway light was off, the bathroom light was on, so I'm sensitive to the light. So when I look over, basically it was like I looked too fast, and then all I saw was darkness at a moment, and then I just felt like scared, like alone, cold, all in like a couple of seconds. So then I literally just ran back into my room, and I'm like, hey, I was like tweaking out. It felt like something could have just grabbed me, or like if I was going to get possessed or something, that was the moment I would have got possessed. But basically I just had to get up out of there, go into my room and chill. That's one trip. All right, and now another one. This one's a real short trip. So basically I just had this trip one time when I was off acid. And again, I mean, I know it's probably like, stop doing acid, but of course I've stopped now. I haven't been doing that because that shit's too strong. That shit goes on for like, you'll be higher than you've ever been for like 12 hours. And who always has 12 hours to be that high, right? Like, anyway, I was just basically there was this one time when I closed my eyes and it was like I blinked basically, and then it was like I saw a fucking like skull in front of my face, and it was like since I just closed my eyes and then looked, I was like, oh shit. Then I blinked again, then I saw it again, and every time I would blink, it's like I would see something through my eyes. Yeah, I just had to stop taking that shit. Then what I had to learn was like, if you're gonna take a psychedelic, you should do it with purpose. Like, you know, Jimi Hendrix, he used to take LSD, but he used to put it in his fucking headband, and when he'd perform, he'd he'd sweat the little tablet, and it just go through his, like, I don't know, like, I think that it would just literally melt into his skin or whatever. I don't know how he was doing that, but his purpose was just to perform and feel the music more. So like I try to have a purpose, like sometimes I just go on a walk and need to just like branch out ideas. One time I did some shrooms and drew a picture, and when I drew it, it was like I wasn't looking at how to draw or nothing. I was just looking at on my laptop this picture of fucking Dr. Eggman from Sonic. And it was hella detailed, bro. It was like the dimensions were crisp and clean. And I've always sucked at dimensions. So that just lets you know what kind of focus is inside of you and how much focus can boost off them type of things. Yeah. Shit crazy, bro.
Say, coming to a closing here, what words can you leave with the people?
Some words to leave for the people. Just keep grinding, cause you never know where you'll end up, and you know it's gonna sound cheesy, but my mom always would tell me like, be all that you can be, especially since we black. You don't have to just be one thing. You can dip your hand in each hat you want to dip your hand in, and be everything you can be. And also like, just yeah, because like with me, I was supposed to be a rapper first, like that was just it, but it felt like I was just going in a circle, and it felt like I was like usually limited to what beats I could get my hands on. But once I learned how to make beats, that was just like a whole new passion for me. And so yeah, just be all that you can be, because you never know what any of your talents can get you to.
Let the people know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on every social media. Instagram is Fnote the Visionary, and it's no dash, so it's FNOTETHEVISIONARY. I know that's a lot. Twitter is F-NOTETV. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all the music platforms, Fnote the Visionary. Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, G. Shit.
No problem.